we're going to play through today. Space Station versus NRG will cap off the day at the end there as our title match. Foot Esports versus Strictly Business. Low-key, the match I'm most excited for in the day. Let's start it off, though, with some new faces here. Panda, Percy, and Aris. Not new to Rocket League, but new to playoff Saturday here on this roster Next2Nu, taking on First Killer's newest, hottest roster here in Shopify Rebellion.
Yes, and I liked a little bit of what I saw from Rebellion yesterday outside of the NRG match. Kofor looked a lot more comfortable, and he looked a lot more downfield, which is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Space Station Kofor out there. I think we did get a little bit of that yesterday, so we're still kind of in the, but can you beat NRG consistently camp for Rebellion? So this is obviously the first in a long line. They did play Next2Nu in Swiss Group B to qualify for the top 16. Rebellion 3-0'd Next2Nu. I don't have the individual score lines, but I imagine with Rebellion's offense, it wasn't that pretty. Oh, do you?
I do, Jorby, and I want to give some credit to Next2Nu because they also played them back in Open 3, and they got 3-0'd by Rebellion as well. But 5 of those games out of the 6 were 1-goal games. Ooh. They lost in Swiss. They lost game 1 3-2. Then it was 5-3. Then it was 3-2 in that final game 3. So Next2Nu, while they're not on the level of Rebellion, they're keeping these games close. They haven't won any of them, which is a problem, but at least they're keeping them close. So I think there is a chance.
I will say, I'm just looking back at it here, Next2Nu as an organization has been involved with Rocket League since 2024. Their placement there, 65th to 96th. And that was in NA Open Qualifier number 4 for RLCS 2024. They've had a few 64th. They've had a few 57th to 72th. They had a 73rd to 104th. They had a 17th to 22nd though. And then Open number 1 picked up the new roster here. Look at them, top 8 already, and looking to make it better. Let's see how they do today, folks. Let us know who you think is going to win, and we'll let you know who we think is going to win as well. Gibbs, who's your pick?
I mean, come on, it's First Killer, right? I'm going to pick them. They are huge favorites. They haven't even lost a game to this team. I think Next2Nu can make this a little bit interesting, but I'll give Next2Nu 2 games for fun.
Ooh, 2 games for fun?
For fun.
Okay, cool. Okay, wow. Okay, so he's going to game 6. Hark, who you got?
I got Shopify Rebellion. However, I do have a pop-off performance from Aris on the way. So keep your eyes out.
I love it. Jorby?
No, First Killer don't lose these. Give me Rebellion all day.
It is. I think First Killer's match to win. As much as I love seeing Percy out here, Alpine Esports in the building, it is clearly going to be a Shopify Rebellion's match to lose here, and a fan favorite as well. Can they get it done? Can Next2Nu continue the Cinderella run here as the underdogs they are? I'm excited for it, folks. It's playoff Saturday for the greatest esport in the world. Let's continue on with fantastic gameplay in North America on the road to crowning a team regional champion, folks. Shopify Rebellion versus Next2Nu.
Well, what a story this could be for Next2Nu as they try to take down what many expect to be the clear number 2 in North America. Shopify Rebellion, Game 1, brought to you by Progressive. Let's kick off the top 8.
Let's do it, Stacks. I love this. I get to cast a little First Killer action. Don't mention who makes these rotations for the online shows, but here we go. Let's go. First Killer, we'll see what he's got, but Next2Nu has been a solid team after they picked up Aris, like after Open 1. They've only lost to like the top 8 type teams, so we'll talk more about that probably between games. But Next2Nu, a small underdog here, or a big underdog, but I think they have a chance to make some magic happen.
Yeah, this is the former SEAL team from last split. Was their coach Wolvie's coaching debut. He'd been a manager for a couple of years before that with several different teams. So he's been together with Panda and this now Next2Nu squad since then. So this is wrapped around the boards. LJ high off the back wall, and Aris will send it away right down Main Street, only as far as Kofor. Aris gonna take a shot on though, and First Killer back for the save. Expect a lot of offense here in this particular matchup. Both these teams combined for almost 6 goals a game between them. And the defense has been solid on either side, but they just take so many shots. They generate so many opportunities. Rebellion has here. First Killer tried to read that off of Percy, but Aris will again finish off the defensive effort.
And speaking of those offensive performances, you expect Rebellion to be higher than Next2Nu, but no, Next2Nu, 3 goals per game, tied for number 2 through the group stage. While Rebellion
one of
was
these
just
teams had to
below.
play NRG.
Yeah, that's fair, but we're just looking at the numbers, trying to tell a tale here, so we'll see how it goes. But Rebellion, yes, we know that they have great offensive performances. We see Kofor going off the ceiling here with no boost. We'll open up the door for LJ. And just booming against the backboard. Maybe expected a little bit more out of that, trying to find First Killer, who was waiting around for a pass. But nothing done yet, and Next2Nu does clear it out pretty comfortably as well.
Talking about, of course, the teams, you can only play who's in front of you, to everybody's credit. When you look at Next2Nu, though, you got the two leading goal scorers in the tournament, Aris and Panda. As LJ will pop this one out, Kofor grabbed the corner boost. He'll be there to challenge Panda as he's got the flip reset. Kofor trying to track that and does so against Percy. Aris to follow. That's wide. LJ strafing across to make sure. And now he'll go to work and try to slow play this, and Panda's all over him.
Yeah, so far Next2Nu, when they are on defense, they're getting the ball out very quickly and playing a lot on the orange part of the field, which is unexpected. You would expect them to play a lot of defense against this team. Now Percy's up early here, going to try the double tap pass down to Panda, but a little bit too strong. It goes to the corner.
Another shot on this one, sent away by Percy. You would expect the team, especially one with Kofor on it, to be a very physical, very intimidating team. Try to overwhelm a team with physicality, demos, bumps. This has been more like a team led by non-violent Panda. They're the number 16 team in demos per game. Talking about Shopify Rebellion, they just have not needed that or used that in their path through here as LJ through the air from midfield does it on his own, and that's how Rebellion opens the scoring.
The solo play, Panda goes up just a little bit too late, and Aris has no boost in the tank, so he cannot reach the play. Panda just had to do a little bit more against LJ to allow Aris a chance to get back with zero boost, but he could not get it done. And so far, we've seen Rebellion not go for passing plays. This time it works out by LJ just doing it by himself.
Here goes Kofor, trying to create some more. There's a demo from LJ taking out Aris. And he'll spawn right on ball side, and he's scrambling around looking for any boost. Has to use what little he has to challenge that ball. Got it to Percy downfield with a minute and a half remaining. Trying to go under Kofor, but First Killer, final boss at the end. And Rebellion shut him down once again.
But Next2Nu again getting some pressure here. The pass goes out to Panda, who's got a chance to get it to Aris, but LJ is there on defense yet again, and Kofor will take it by himself. He's got First Killer in the middle, but he gets demoed out by Next2Nu. So Next2Nu doing a great job on defense to get this ball away from the blue side incredibly quickly throughout this game, but they just have no offensive pressure yet with volley shots.
Percy's up quickly for this. Panda was looking for the midfield boost. It was not there for him. So now it's going to fall to Aris at midfield to keep this attack alive. 45 seconds remaining. Still needing a goal to equal what LJ accomplished earlier. First Killer looking for some insurance. Not finding any. What can LJ do now? Nothing against Aris, but more time coming off the clock now. And that is right now the biggest enemy for Next2Nu. Percy right through LJ. Panda's there, and so is First Killer. Aris the follow. Far down and in.
Next2Nu sends all three members at this play, a 50 into another 50, and Aris is there to clean it up. Kofor cannot get up in time. What a shot location there by Aris, the new member of this team after Open 1, making some noise in this first game. And I said these games were going to be close, a lot of one-goal games between them. And here we go, 20 on the clock, all tied up.
Well executed kickoff to get First Killer the ball, but it ends up back with Panda. LJ's there. Oh, Aris tried the redirect. Now First Killer, back the other way. They set the house, and they don't get burned just yet as Percy the save. Kofor, no! LJ denied by Percy. First Killer, no time on the clock. Percy will spike it down, and we go to overtime, like everybody expected.
Here we go, kickoff. Couldn't matter here. LJ's got plenty of time with this ball. Percy up early to get around LJ, but he goes off the ceiling, going for the shots. Cannot get the last touch, but Rebellion is pressuring Percy, trying to get this clear out. Panda's trying to disrupt First Killer, but he got the boost. First Killer versus Aris out to Kofor, just a little bit too wide. We got a neutral game here in the midfield.
Oh, Percy flip reset around LJ. Kofor's there. Doesn't have control though, and LJ booms that away. That's a big time touch to really bail his team out. Now Kofor, throw it across. LJ's over there, but couldn't fully commit. And Percy will move it away towards Aris.
Bump.
You can tell Next2Nu, I mean, they are trying to be very aggressive, but that could be very costly as First Killer almost dunked that one in.
But Rebellion, again, they keep going for these chances by themselves. There's never a follow-up. We talked about this all split one. We talked about it like at the Boston Major. Every single one of their plays feels like it's just one member trying to do everything, and then there's no follow-up. They need to find that midfield pass when they're on offense. There it is.
Pass over to Kofer. Give and go back to First Killer, but no shot really comes from it as Aris got there very quickly. LJ for the win, denied by Panda. And now Kofer will have a go. And here we go again. More individual efforts, all shut down. Percy, though, gave this away to First Killer, and Panda's there to save Next2Nu.
But Next2Nu, all they can do is just boom the ball downfield. They had no boost. They just have to get rid of it. But Percy has a chance here to get the pass out. No one's available. Aris with 100 boost will meet First Killer in the air. Panda, the pass by First Killer, he actually beats him out, but Aris will get the clear out. Can Next2Nu get anything going on the offensive side? They've had to play a lot of defense lately, so they don't have enough boost for the follow-up. But Percy's been that man in the midfield trying to push things forward. Just doesn't work out there.
Well, the only time Next2Nu broke through against Rebellion is when they had to send everybody with time not on their side. And they do it again. Percy against LJ. Aris got to get up quickly. He does so to stop Kofer's effort. Can he get to the wall? He can. Still available as Percy pops that back out to the corner. Very dangerous there defensively from Next2Nu. Panda, Percy, ball game! Great pass, nice shot, good game!
After Kofer tries to do everything, First Killer just, he was the third man. He's going for absolutely nothing there. Panda with a very easy flip reset pass. And First Killer kind of gifts that game to Next2Nu after Next2Nu had to play a ton of defense in that overtime. And we talked about it 6 games in a row for Rebellion, but they were all very close. And Next2Nu has finally broken that wall. And they get their first one at the most important time.
The 11th shot of the match for Next2Nu gives them game 1 over Shopify Rebellion. As you said, when it matters most, as we look back at how it all unfolded. Aris, the equalizer, and then Percy, the game winner. Next2Nu here to try and ruin the entire split, perhaps, for Shopify Rebellion.
Oh, I love this too. These first opens are so great because everyone's on the same level. Yes, everyone expects Rebellion to make it to the major, but if Next2Nu does the unthinkable, it's going to open up the door for even more teams as well. And Next2Nu, man, they just held out. It was a lot of solo plays by Rebellion trying to score goals. They did get one off of LJ. But besides that, it's been the same old story since Split 1. There's just no follow-up. There's no infield passes. I think I counted maybe 3 offensive passes for Rebellion that entire match. They have to do more. They've had space. They've had time, but they don't look for each other. They just go to attack the net, maybe hoping for a juicy rebound, but Next2Nu is not giving them those.
Again, you consider the context of the numbers, and, you know, it is what it is, but they're up against the #1 assist team in Next2Nu. 9 assists across the board for each of the players, but there's one. There's the pass you were looking for. It is First Killer to Kofer, 14 seconds in.
Nice little fake on Percy, and literally First Killer, while he gave away game 1, he just beat all 3 members on Next2Nu to get that pass out. That is what you need to see from Rebellion, is use the individual performances to open up the passing lanes. First Killer did it beautifully there.
Well, Percy had Kofer all over him as he tried to generate something following the kickoff. Now First Killer for himself. Why not? Oh my gosh! Are you kidding?
The First Killer was angry. He's angry after that game. Well, look at that brilliant double tap angle there. Percy couldn't do anything about it. And yes, sometimes you need to do it all yourself. Both goals, honestly, First Killer show, and we're not even half a minute through.
And First Killer took game 1 personally. Kofer to the heavens. Try to get through Panda. He has Aris around him. Turnabout is fair play. Try to get past First Killer. Percy diving onto this. double commit out of Next2Nu, and that leaves Panda in a real awkward spot. All they can do is slow down Kofer, and it's at least enough for now.
See if Next2Nu can get out of their half. Right now, nothing too threatening. LJ will be there for the save. Panda gonna try for those double tap corner shots. Doesn't work out. Kofer will get the big clear. And now First Killer's got a little bit of an open net, a little bit of a weak pass to Kofer, but they are starting to look for one another on the opposite side.
Set on further by Aris. Now Percy has LJ in his way. And it's Kofer to clear once again. Only as far as Panda, but LJ can just run onto a free ball, and all he's done is throw it up towards that angle over the backboard. Now Kofer and First Killer. Who's going to take charge? It'll be Kofer. Awkward ball there that Aris couldn't turn on. He needed to go back for that midfield boost. Otherwise, could have been a real great opportunity there for Next2Nu. This goes all the way back to Percy. Things have settled down a little bit, but they're still having a lot of possession on the blue half of the field here. And Next2Nu just unable to break out into that kind of full send attack that got them the equalizer in game one.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of midfield challenges that are mostly going to Rebellion or at least going neutral. So Next2Nu's got to find a way out. And we see Percy a couple times trying to lead that charge. Right here he's trying again, but he lands on Kofer, so he just literally cannot drive. So Rebellion gets another big clear.
First Killer off of Aris. Here goes Percy. Plenty of RLCS experience to go around with him. Panda can't stay with the play. First Killer, he can. Met by Aris. Kofer comes in to help as well. Everybody jumbled up in the corner except Panda, who's waiting in midfield to challenge this. Unfortunately for him, it's gone right to Kofer. LJ over across, trying to stretch out the defense, but First Killer didn't keep the play alive on the opposite side, so now Panda has it at midfield. What can he create? We've talked so much about his talent over the years, waiting for him to have this golden opportunity. Will he squander it now, or will he make the most of it? Certainly has done so in game one. They have the advantage over Rebellion, but they find themselves looking up after a masterclass out of First Killer in the first minute.
Yeah, but this last minute or so, it's been a lot of Next2Nu slowly going into the orange half. No good quality chances yet. Panda's going to try and do it by himself. He goes for the fake this time. Percy goes for the shot, but Rebellion is there to make the save. But I like the idea. Panda, again, just throwing it on net, just trying to make Rebellion jump. But LJ, zero boost, controlling it down, and First Killer will get the clear. So they still haven't had that ultimate chance yet, besides one solo play by Panda. Here we go. First Killer to LJ for the double tap. Doesn't have the angle, but First Killer got that corner boost. So Next2Nu, limited boost. Kofer's going to get a free shot on net. He throws it a bit high. LJ cannot get the follow-up.
And even though they don't score with the 2-goal advantage, more time off the clock makes the task even tougher. Percy needs one more. Instead, he'll go downfield looking for boost. He'll find absolutely none of it, as everybody from Rebellion beat him to it, but that ball was allowed to go right to Aris. Got the demo. Percy, can he get down on it in time? No. And Panda has to stay back at midfield again and range all the way back to collect this ball.
That was the quality chance I was waiting for Next2Nu, but Aris just kind of threw it off the floor and didn't get a quality shot on it. When you're the underdog, you got to convert on those, especially late in this game.
Panda with 30. Percy towards the crossbar. First Killer's got the save. Aris now, infield pass, right to Percy, now to Aris, and LJ read the whole play like a book. A very slow developing play that it was, and an easier stop as First Killer makes that save, and that should just about extinguish any hope for Next2Nu here in game two, as First Killer just plays keep away now from end to end, and that's gonna do it for game number two. It's a big time answer out of Shopify Rebellion, especially out of First Killer, who dominates the first minute, and it holds up against the underdogs. We're all tied up through two.
I want to credit LJ as well. His defensive performance so far this match has been exceptional. We also saw it last week in Swiss, the 2-0 round between these two teams. It was late in the final game, game 3, where LJ made an incredible save to keep that a 3-0 match. So LJ has been really playing well on the defensive side, even though he's known more for his offensive performances. So I want to credit him a bit. 4 saves in that game as well, but really it came down to that first half minute where First Killer beats all 3 members for a pass And then he kind of just beats all 3 members by himself for his double tap shot as well.
I think important for Kofor to get off to an early start in that game as well. We've seen him kind of peel back the curtain a little bit. He's been in and out of the lobby between pre-game and now during the match. Just constantly switching things around or just having to hop out and hop back in. And, you know, that can have an effect on a player. If there's something, the vibes are just a little bit off, you never really know what effect that's going to have on different players. So to see him get that early goal, granted, a lot of the credit goes to First Killer there, but to see him get that early goal, just see the ball go into the net. That's got to be a big rush and could be the sign of things turning around for Kofor and for Rebellion as we get now into Game 3 at DFH.
It's a big one for Next2Nu. Again, your underdogs and Rebellion, they just got to win. But a lot of that momentum was in the first half minute. So you got to kind of remember that like, Rebellion's not doing a lot on the offensive side. Next2Nu has a chance.
Oh.
Powers through. He's been the tip of the spear for this team throughout this match, and he shows it here.
Somewhere, Wavepunk just doing a cartwheel in his head, watching Percy go right through the defense. And just as Kofor scored very early in Game 2, it's Next2Nu who have their first lead of this series. Remember, their only lead, so to speak, came with the overtime winner at the end of Game 1. Percy couldn't get the redirect there from Panda's speed. And Shopify Rebellion, a lot of sorts there defensively, but it's worked out.
Yeah, Rebellion's got to watch out for Percy. Percy's been that guy, like in the midfield, winning some challenges, trying to make some plays happen, and then obviously he gets that goal. We'll see if he can keep up his good performance through these first 2.5 games, but Rebellion still, that offense is not really clicking outside of First Killer for, back-to-back goals. So can Next2Nu hold on to this lead? Can they add to it here with Panda shots? There it is with the demo again. Percy, the tip of the spear, does it again against First Killer, demos him out, and Panda gets the goal.
And I love that Percy initially jumped, and that froze First Killer. And at that point, after they've called for the fake, he is dead to rights. Just a missile right on the way in. And now Percy could get to this too, but he opts for the midfield boost first. Still got around First Killer, and Kofor making the hairline save just across the crossbar.
But Next2Nu has some new life here, playing a lot on the orange side of the field as well. First Killer, no boost, will wave dash into the wall to try and get some momentum, but he gets disrupted. Aris will take it by himself. It's going to be Kofor in the air. He gets it around 1 now. LJ's kind of alone against Panda plus Percy, but again, makes another great play there to get the clear.
First Killer, flip reset, just bangs off the crossbar. Follow-up is denied by both Aris and Panda, and Kofor's just got to bring it all the way back to First Killer, and then he's deleted. Aris, crossbar, down and set out by Kofor. Oh, it was a golden opportunity, and just not converted by the slimmest of margins.
That was so tough too. He ran out of boost. He just couldn't get enough height on it to allow that ball to drop below the crossbar, but I love the demo play coming out. First Killer had a lot of space, could have went for the aerial dribble, but instead he gets knocked out, and that's what they got to do. You got to get in the face of First Killer time and time again.
Oh, Panda and Aris, same ball, same place, and that put him in no man's land, deep in Rebellion territory, but this is right down the tracks, all aboard the Panda Express!
Can we talk about Percy again? There's a double commit by his teammates. He is left alone. First Killer is hunted for a demo, so Percy goes up early, wins the challenge out to his teammate. Percy's on fire.
Yeah, it's been a monster. First Killer, though, 2 demos and the midfield boost. Looking for contact again, and then Panda with a huge win at midfield. Percy, open, no, LJ shut the door on him. Boy, what a wild sequence for Next2Nu coming off that kickoff. They have Shopify Rebellion dancing right now.
3-goal lead. They got to hold on to this. Percy gets bumped, but the ball is not in. Aris will get the clear. LJ trying to dive in, but a little bit too late. First Killer by himself. Going to get it out to LJ with the shot. The bounce to the top left, and Rebellion is not dead yet.
Our First Killer almost did it himself on the trip down the field that precedes this little goal replay.
Oh,
but then he kicks out to LJ. Little bouncer. First Killer putting in a lot of work here for Rebellion, back within 2.
That was such a smart play. Percy wanted to go into the back wall, but kind of fell off it, and First Killer just lands on top of him, so he cannot jump again to make the save. So well done to First Killer. It really feels like it's been like First Killer versus Percy in a lot of these plays, and we'll see if that continues.
Aris got around LJ. Percy coming in to help against Kofer, but it's First Killer now. Infield pass to Kofer. Denied, cut out by Panda. Got there ahead of LJ. Here's Percy. Flip, reset, bang, bang!
Percy! What in the world did you have this morning for breakfast? Look at this double tap. He's going head-to-head versus First Killer and showing him up right now. Percy, my man.
4-1. It is only one game, but what a performance from Next2Nu in this series. The overtime winner in game 1. Starting to run away with it now in game 3. And you wonder, will there be a timeout from the Violent Panda and Shopify Rebellion? Aris already up to the ceiling, but that pass is not going to find him. You can tell, though, they are brimming with confidence now as Percy dives in against LJ. Can't get that on target. The passing just, it has been there at times, Gibbs, but not nearly enough to be a threat here to erase a 3-goal deficit at this point.
Yeah, they scored what? 2 goals in game 1. That was in overtime. They only scored 2 goals in game 2 because of First Killer, but it just feels like the offense is really not clicking. First Killer does get one late here, so this one is definitely not over. And this is all LJ, just again beating all 3 members. Next2Nu has to be very careful about these double commits, especially when you have a 3-goal lead. Don't send everyone at the ball. Make them beat you on the goal line.
At times, it feels like they don't know when to peel it back. They've been playing almost the entire game like they're down 2 goals. This goes to the backboard, and Kofer will guide it across to the corner. Percy, good job delaying Rebellion, but here goes First Killer. Percy's gonna turn on this very quickly. Has Kofer with no boost in the net, and he still made the save. Aris denied by LJ right at the last. And now Percy thrown to the back wall again. And Shopify Rebellion hanging on by a thread to just a sliver of hope. They've got to get out of their own defensive end. They got to do it very quickly, and Kofer has nothing to work with. Skied it up for LJ. It's at least going forward. First Killer gets a boost down to the other side, but they don't have possession. And Panda, that last touch is good enough to keep it away. So too does Percy. And Next2Nu are halfway to top 6.
Well done. That last final minute basically felt like they just kept the ball in the orange half, just waste as much clock. You don't have to go for the scoring opportunity, just keep them pinned. And that's exactly what Next2Nu did, like after that mistake. And we do get a timeout called by Rebellion here, where they have to figure out this offense right now. But Next2Nu, again, they have all that momentum, so Rebellion's also calling it to just try and kill that momentum right here, right now.
Team that averages just over 10 shots a game has been true to form here in Next2Nu. 11 shots per game so far in this series, with the 13 that came through in this one. 10 combined from Panda and Percy, who each scored twice in game 3 to give Next2Nu this 2-1 lead and bring about this timeout by First Killer and Shopify Rebellion. And I put the emphasis there on First Killer, Gibbs, because yes, as good as LJ was, I think in that last game, I think he was very strong. First Killer has been the only one I feel like who has been on the entire 3 games so far.
Yeah, but this roster, it feels like we're still waiting to see Kofer be unlocked, right? And it just has not happened. That was all split 1 as well. It just feels like it hasn't worked. And I think a lot of people call back to, like, Kofer on his previous teams was that front man, going for demos and doing all of that. And he hasn't been given that opportunity on this squad. We don't know if that is a team decision, a player decision, or whatever, but it just feels like he was at his best when he is that tip of the spear, kind of what Percy's doing for Next2Nu, but it just, he feels flat at times, and it just has not been working. But for like, we've seen these guys, Next2Nu, they've been like gatekeepers for top 8. They had 3 opens in split 1 where they finished 9th through 12th. 2 of those opens, they had Aris on the team. They lost to quality teams in all of these. They went through Swiss back in Open 2, 3-0. They got a 9th place finish. They lost to Gen G and Space Station. Then Open 3, they went 3-1 in Swiss, only losing to Space Station. They got 9th. They lost to Energy and Rebellion. They've only lost to these quality teams. Finally, in Open 4, they lost to Dignitas in Swiss, plus Rebellion, and they've lost to M80. So those 2 losses, maybe a little bit on the weaker side, but for the most part, these guys are not losing to their peers. They're usually losing to teams above them. And now, this could finally be that moment for Next2Nu to take out one of these top-level teams and show that they're here and they're fighting for one of these major spots.
Oh, Percy tried to slow play going around first killer, and he's having none of it. Let's see what happens for Rebellion out of their timeout. It's a long road back if they drop this game coming out of it. First killer, no, and Panda's there to make sure LJ doesn't have the follow-up. Really curious what this does for Next2Nu too, Gibbs. You know,
yeah.
If there's any change out of them, and we talked about how aggressive they were and kind of over-committing, double-committing, sometimes triple-committing, that is going to cost you against a Shopify Rebellion team that is playing up to their potential. But as you said, we haven't seen it.
Yeah, I do feel like Next2Nu, the one thing they do have to clean up are those double commits on defense. They've had a few times when they're sending too many at the ball when they don't really need to. Now, to be fair, Rebellions, they don't have that follow-up right now, so it hasn't cost them too often. But if a Rebellion finds that follow-up or finds that midfield passing, then Next2Nu will be in trouble. Percy again upfield though here, trying to cherry pick a bit. A pass to Aris and they get the goal. Percy yet again is upfield hunting against first killer and wins another ball.
This just threads the needle around everybody for Aris, right on the nose. And into the 2nd minute. It took Next2Nu a little longer than the previous game, but they're all over Shopify Rebellion. Panda opts to leave the midfield boost on his effort here. And Kofer's there to cut it out. LJ and Percy take each other out. Kofer looking for the flip reset and just couldn't guide that anywhere towards the net. First killer will try now. Try to get that out towards Kofer. Does not work out. Aris with nothing in the tank, no problem. Panda will come take over. Here we go. From the skies, right at Kofer, easy stop.
Percy will float up early, and Aris has to follow up with him. Now, first killer's got a lot of space because of that. See what he can do. Going for the little ground play into the pass, into the demo, but no one follows up the shot. LJ had to wait for Aris. Aris will get the clear. Panda, a little bit of an aerial fake. He goes back and follows up his own touch, but Kofer will clear it away.
Good first touch by Kofer, too, with Percy diving down on him. That kicks right out to LJ, and Percy stuffs that right back whence it came. Now Percy trying to get around first killer. Easier said than done, especially today. LJ with first killer running forward, and Aris with the win of the century, and Panda's on the doorstep.
And Rebellion is like, we're going to send all 3. We have a 3-on-1, but Aris, the backflip 50 challenge goes right to Panda.
He win it that much?
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. And right there, a little bit of luck on the side for Next2Nu to get another goal here. And that felt like almost a 2-goal swing because it was a 3-on-1. If Aris does not make that play, Rebellion is scoring. But Next2Nu could be going up 3-1. They're up 2 halfway through this game.
Panda in the corner, met by LJ. Here goes Aris. He's got Percy. Aris calling his own number, and first killer there for the stop above the bar. Percy, though, dance around 1. Go for the stop. Panda, oh, great slow play to let Kofer go on by. Got the pass away. Percy, high. Aris, follow. It's off the bar. Still available, but LJ is going to get there first.
Aris, a few times today, he's hit that crossbar. He's not a fan of it right now. Panda, though, by himself through LJ. Aris follows up. Next2Nu is on fire.
They don't even need to send the house. 2's enough. Panda did all the work. Aris, the janitor, his 3rd goal of the series. He's got 3 assists. It is a pretty equal scoreline for everybody on Next2Nu. Aris 3-3, Percy 3-2, and Aris adds another. They're just running away with this.
These offensive challenges are just not going wrong. They're just not going wrong for these guys right now. They're winning everything. The ball is just falling into the net. It feels like we're playing Heat Seeker for Next2Nu here. The ball is just attracted to that net, and Next2Nu is dominating Rebellion.
And it's wide open here. Aris continues. Stop the count.
And this is on a timeout for Rebellion. They don't have it anymore. Next2Nu is coming off a Rebellion timeout and going up 5 with 1:47 on the clock. They could run the score up even more.
Unbelievable. This game, nothing but Aris. That could finally go Rebellion's way. Doesn't matter. Panda's there. He'll boom it away. Right at Kofer, and Panda won that too. Percy, 2-on-1 against first killer. The shot's on, and LJ makes the save, falling into his net. This is just a treat to watch. The team playing with no intimidation whatsoever, and they're taking the supposed favorite, and a heavy favorite when you remember the whole desk, 75-25 in chat. All Next2Nu have done after we didn't even talk about them on First Touch the other day. All they've done is just give the business to everybody in their way.
And how fitting, you know, it's March. It's madness right now. These brackets are being blown wide open, so we'll see. But the job isn't done. This is still Rebellion. This is still first killer. Even though you're about to go up 3-1, Next2Nu they have to remain focused, because if they don't, you know, a Rebellion, if they find that offensive form, watch out. But Next2Nu, everything went right for them in this game.
What can LJ create here? It's been a while since we've talked about a quality Rebellion threat. First killer can't convert here. He's been everywhere, but also he's hit just about every part of the frame that you can, except the net itself. LJ up ahead. Aris will cut that out. Even the pre-jumps aren't working for Shopify Rebellion. Next2Nu will spike it down, and what an emphatic statement. Rebellion takes a timeout, and Next2Nu drops 4 on their heads, or 5 rather, without conceding.
And Kofer again leaving the match, change a car again. I think he's done that every single game.
He has.
I haven't been keeping track of what cars he's using, but just not feeling it right now. And it's a brand new day, Stacks. It's a brand new split, and these points are at a premium. If you can make these runs, these big upsets, Next2Nu will be in the running for one of these major spots, and Rebellion will have to be looking for more. But we play best of 7 for a reason, Stacks. It doesn't end when someone goes up 3 games, so Next2Nu has to find it one more time.
1,046 score for Aris. I mean, normally, okay, somebody scores a lot of goals, and you think, okay, so they scored goals. Okay, cool. He also had 5 saves. He had 5 of the 7 saves for Next2Nu in that game. Now, granted, the opportunities for Rebellion were not, you know, you're not exactly trying to keep Zen out of your net. At the same time, you go 4 for 6, you have an assist, and you make 5 saves. Just an out-of-body experience from Aris in Game 4, and Next2Nu is next to match point now. On Parc de Paris. You know, their announcement graphic when they signed CL had a very clever use of Panda and Aris's names, the road to Paris. They continue on now. Can they punch their ticket to Sunday by taking down Rebellion? Here we go.
And we've been talking a lot about Percy, and I was going to mention that Aris was the player on Friday, but here we go. We're opening up the score for Rebellion. First killer gets one quickly, and this is all LJ by himself, just setting up the first killer. No boost, does not matter. LJ with the bump to get that pass out, and these are the passes we need to see from Rebellion if they want to get back in this match. An offensive pass has been like at a premium, but they finally get one there to open up the scoring. But Aris was the MVP of Friday for these guys, and he was a little quiet in the first games. It was the Percy show, but he showed up in that Game 4, and they're all clicking right now. But Rebellion, don't count them out.
Panda and Aris, 13 and 12 goals respectively on Friday, and Aris has only added 5 more to that incredible tally. He's got the tournament lead right now in total scoring, as Panda's that one get around him. First killer, Kofor tried to run interference, and Percy had to dive in very quickly and did so. Who's gonna turn on this? Nobody. Aris will boom it away, and first killer will delay at least, try to let Kofor take over. That's a good win by Panda. Aris now left it for Percy, and Kofor got there in time.
Just in time for Kofor there. Now LJ's gonna go up. He gets beat out. The aerial bump play happens, but there's no shot available because of the disruption. Kofor will get the clear. Limited boost, gonna try and do it himself to open up a rebound for first killer or LJ. LJ will keep it in. First killer, limited boost. Can't get it middle. Or sorry, that was Kofor, but first killer again trying to follow it up, but just not enough boost in the tank right now for Rebellion on those offensive tries.
Tried to pinch that with Percy, and it went awry. So now Panda to Percy. That connection's there.
Another good challenge.
Another good win. My gosh, the 50 game has been incredible. Oh, here's LJ though. Flip reset. Try to gut it down around Panda, and does!
LJ with space, getting it done. The awkward shot confuses the defense. Panda didn't know which way to turn. He jumps early, cannot get enough boost to fly to that top right corner. LJ, perfect placement. And Rebellion is charging ahead in this game, trying to stay alive.
LJ and first killer both with a goal and an assist. Welcome to the series. First killer spikes it down. LJ had to put in a lot of work just to try and get up over that ball. Now Percy will pop it away, but they've got no boost anywhere. It's only Aris with anything in the tank. He'll have to use it to generate some offense and give his teammates time to get boosted up. This is certainly not going to get through. And Kofor's danced around Percy, but Panda's right there. LJ at the back as well.
It's going to come down to for next.
Oh.
Going to have to try and get physical unless Rebellion does it to themselves with the team bump there. Opens up the door. Panda's got a quality shot attempt. Kofor, big save to hold this lead to 2.
What a great job recovering by Shopify Rebellion. That could have been catastrophic. First killer gonna take his time on this ball and try to get around Percy. He's the outlet though for LJ. Up ahead, Kofor. First killer still there, still a threat, but not on that side of the field. Well done defensively by Next2Nu, keeping it within 2.
First killer trying to stall out. He wanted to avoid the bump the entire time, but because of that, he has no boost. He can't get momentum back to actually make the save. You see him park there, and Aris finally does actually get a small bump, and it opens up the door for Percy, and Next2Nu want to finish it here. They're only down 1 with 2 to go.
That was designed to go back to LJ, and it just went by him. Opportunity for Next2Nu, but first killer's got it away. Only as far as Percy, and he gets bumped out of the play. So now Kofor's got free reign to do whatever he wants, and Aris will make the stop. Good opportunity there for Next2Nu. It's gone by the wayside, though.
And Rebellion are starting to look for each other on the offensive side. Next2Nu has to be careful with these plays, but they do get the clear with another great challenge. First killer will just have to throw it into the midfield, and we got a little bit of a neutral state right now.
Aris now skying another one up. Percy's there. Got it angled down, and LJ is all over it. Kofor beats 2. It is only Aris to beat, and Aris makes the stop.
Yeah, Kofor just couldn't get around it. He wanted the bump like at the end or a quality shot, but just didn't have enough in the tank to get it done. But he's got another attempt here against who will get the challenge down. He takes the back corner boost as well, so he's got boost. He's got time in the air. Can he beat everyone on the team? And a big save, but LJ with the rebound to get the lead back to 2.
And Kofor, I think, did just a little bit extra at the end here after the flip reset. Knocked Panda out of the way. No way to recover. LJ there as Next2Nu got caught with only 1 at the back again, and this time they got burned.
Yeah, that's a great play by Kofor. Because of that back corner boost that he took, like it allowed him to go for another attempt, but also meant that Next2Nu did not have a lot of boost in the tank, so it was a little bit more awkward for them. And now Rebellion just got to hold out for 40 more seconds. Next2Nu has to send everything.
That's how they got their equalizer in game 1. Beat 2 in the air here, but LJ's there ahead of Percy as Panda at least keeps Next2Nu alive, but on life support here in game 5. Kofor gonna pop that up and thinking first killer might jump for it. He stayed back, very wisely not sending the house with the 2-goal lead. They realize that Next2Nu has to be the one to press the game at them, and it's not gonna happen. Percy needs to get one downfield very quickly now to have any hope. Aris denied by LJ, and we will go to Neo Tokyo as Shopify Rebellion stays alive in Parc de Paris.
And Stacks, you know better than most. What's the hardest game to win when you're in a best of set or a best of match? It's the last. That is the hardest game to win in any sporting event. It is so difficult to close out any team, especially when you're the underdog as well, because all the pressure is on you to finally get that job done. It's a lot easier to win that third game compared to that fourth game. Next2Nu is going to have to level up one more time in this match. They have 2 more tries at it, while Rebellion, they're starting to find that vision on the offensive side. They're starting to go for a little bit more passing. So, can they keep it going? Neo Tokyo is next. You know if they win that Rebellion are huge favorites going into Champions Field.
Yeah, the nerves would start to pop up again for sure. And, you know, if you're Next2Nu, again, they do have the benefit of their timeout. We'll see if Wolvie, he would have to use it if we go to Game 7. You can't take it with you into the next Open. So, be curious to see how the teams respond coming out of this very short break, though, going into Game 6. Because when I look at Game 4 versus Game 5, I see Next2Nu, they got away with some things. They had a lot of challenges go their way in Game 4. Game 5, none of that happened. Physical play from Shopify Rebellion has been huge in this comeback effort.
Yeah, you talked about them like never demoing throughout all of the group stage, but First Killer's been hunting a lot, and he's trying to disrupt Next2Nu on their rotation to get them a little bit awkward. And then it opens up the door for Kofor. He's been getting a lot more space on the opposite side. Again, another corner boost taken for him, so he's going to keep that pressure up.
Aris didn't have the corner boost spawn for him, and he took out LJ for still in the midfield from him. But after all that, it's First Killer with the stop. Panda delaying as much as he can. Go for a second touch. Didn't really get that to a scoring position, though with First Killer, just about anything's a scoring position. Panda beaten by LJ, but nobody's over there, so Percy's got all day to get boost and ball, and buy his teammates time to get more of the same.
Percy upfield again, but he gets beat out this time. A little counterattack here by Rebellion. Kofor will throw it up high. Aris will get the follow-up, though, and clear it out. Again, Percy, always that first man there when there is a counterattack opportunity, but First Killer playing it slow. We'll get the job done and get the clear.
That is critical that came back to Aris as far as it did. Allowed him to go grab the boost and the ball in stride. First Killer setting it up for LJ, but that's gone wayward out to the corner. More possession, though, for Shopify Rebellion, trying to wear down Next2Nu. They've been caught quite a bit without a lot of boost. LJ, flip, reset. Percy's got to get it away with First Killer with a full tank bearing down on him.
Yeah, Panda finally got his own corner boost, but that's been the game plan for Rebellion. They've taken a lot of those back corner boosts when they're on offense, and it just means that Next2Nu, like all 3 members are at 40 or below, and you can't do a lot for a counterattack on that. First Killer by himself gets the pass down to LJ, and there was just not enough boost for any of the members of the team. Percy finally gets 100 there, but it's a little bit too late. He's out of position, so First Killer can get that ball across to LJ to open up the scoring.
After Game 1, First Killer said, fine, I'll do it myself, and LJ has decided to help out as well as the series has gone on. Give him 5 goals now in the series for LJ. Has a couple assists as well. He's helped out First Killer immensely. Waiting to see if Kofor can kind of pick it up on the offensive end. Didn't make contact there. This will drop down, and First Killer's got this in the corner. There's the demo on FK, and this will just go all the way back to Aris, who's got all the time in the world.
Next2Nu, though, finally getting the ball on the orange side of the field, so they get some boost control back. It allows them to open up this game just a bit more, and it comes down to their challenge game again, in that midfield. But LG gets the demo, so Aris is the only one back. He makes the play. Panda He's alone. He's got a little bit of space. He feeds first killer, but a big save by LJ to keep it out.
Wow. Another little soft shot. Pounded down, and that denied Percy the rebound opportunity. Rebound control so critical because Next2Nu have scored on second and third chance opportunities all series long. Gopher has that go back to first killer. Panda to center, nobody there. Percy will try now, take his turn, and LJ couldn't get to it, and it's just in.
Next2Nu finally gets a chance to play some offense, and they keep the ball in deep for so long, and Percy just hitting the angles. He went to physics class, and he gets the shot. No one back for Rebellion, and we're all tied up.
That just seemed like it was impossible that they were going to concede a goal there, but they did. And here we go. Aris has Percy waiting for a pass that's never going to get there, but now Panda will take a boost. Infield pass. Percy's drive gives Next2Nu the lead, and they've turned Neo Tokyo on its head.
And this is just a midfield pass. He's on the X, basically. Percy with the shot. There's two defenders. Gopher, it's got to make that save. I'm not sure where he was going there, but Percy with the perfect placement on it confuses him, and Next2Nu, out of nowhere, have taken the lead.
Gopher is there to score again. First killer set him up, and Gopher knocks it down as they continue to exchange haymakers.
Percy just can't get there because first killer bumps him out of the way. First killer doing first killer things, putting this team on his back yet again.
Panda with the follow through. Still caught a deflection on the way by though. Now first killer trying to create. Has he done it again? Oh, it's real dangerous. Panda and Percy stuck together. LJ shot denied by Percy.
LJ is going to loiter upfield, just get a redirect into the corner, allow first killer to get a chance on this ball. First killer just waiting for that corner boost. You can see the timer now with the new update, and he does grab both of them to boost starve out Next2Nu. Aris will get the clear though anyway, but no real counterattack just yet for Next2Nu.
Oh, first killer, great win. LJ's there and just put nothing on the shot. Missed opportunity for Rebellion. Now Gopher will try. He's got Panda in front of him. Going at Aris. There's the initial save. First killer for the lead, and Percy says no.
And Percy gets the clear plus the boost as well. First goes up early though.
Oh, what a save!
Aris, incredible save. Can he get another? He cannot. LJ finds the bottom left corner. The pre-jump by first killer to set this up from Gopher. Aris does his very best, but it's not enough. Rebellion take the lead.
He got a piece of it, and just for a fleeting millisecond, it thought, wait a minute, there's no way. Oh, there was no way. 27 seconds now. Panda's gonna grab the midfield boost, but watch LJ go over top of him. And that deflects off of Panda into a scoring spot, and first killer just denied by the recovering Panda. Down to 14 seconds now. And Next2Nu has to move. Panda just kind of ridden to the back wall by Gopher, actually made the save. And now Aris couldn't beat two. Down to 3 seconds. Panda's got to collect this with no momentum. Has to watch that boost spawn behind him. And now Panda can't keep this alive. Shopify Rebellion send us to first a timeout, I'm sure, and then to Champions Field.
Man, what a game there. It was so close back and forth. Turned into a kickoff for Rebellion to tie it back up, but it really was the boost control. They were taking the corner boost time and time again versus Next2Nu to not allow them to get out of their own half, to not allow those midfield challenges to happen. But I'm not seeing a timeout just yet, Stacks. Next2Nu.
Yeah. Okay. I'm here for it. But, you know, talking about the differences, though, between Games 4 and Game 5, and now that's continued into Game 6, is very simply that Next2Nu have not generated the volume of scoring chances that they did the entire rest of the series. You look at the shot totals game by game, 11, 9, 13, 12. Great. That's when they went up 3-1. These last two games, 7 shots apiece. And while, okay, 7 isn't that much less than 9, I get it. They also lost the game that they only had 9 shots. So when they're not able to just bombard the Rebellion net, when they're not able to get these rebound opportunities and keep the pressure on Rebellion, they can't generate a lead, they can't hold a lead, and that's where Rebellion have done a great job of limiting those opportunities, controlling possession in the defensive end, and not getting overwhelmed by these underdogs.
Here we go. The momentum swings back to Rebellion Champions Field. They were big favorites coming into this match, and I feel like they have to be big favorites in this final game, but it is only 5 minutes. Can Next2Nu do the impossible and take them down?
Aris has tried to steal the show. He is left waiting for a pass that never got there as he ran forward. Now first killer redirects that one wide, and Aris is all over it. What a great read. And he's on this ball too. Aris is locked in as he set up Percy. Going to the backboard now, and Panda's all alone. Had to get a touch on that just to slow down first killer, and then first killer very wisely opting to steal the boost from him. They're gonna try to starve out Next2Nu here. LJ shot denied by Panda, and he can grab that boost in stride.
First killer, though, is still around in these corners, trying to disrupt everything he possibly can. Now Kofer's turn. We'll get the pass out to first killer, but Panda's there to meet it. Percy also jumped, but he does follow it up.
Kind of a soft goal that Next2Nu had scored, or that Rebellion had conceded to tie game 6 the first time, or to get within 1. This Kofer has that blocked by Aris. Good to see that mentally they did not fold. They've brought it all the way back to Champions Field. Here's Kofer sending one high and wide. Try to stretch the defense again. Make them waste their boost. Starve them out some more. Battle around that corner boost. Won by Percy for the moment. He's got the boost as well. Now Kofer going to work. Try to change directions. And it's not going to happen, so it comes all the way back to FK.
Yeah, the flipper set just took a little too long to develop, so Next2Nu just immediately challenges. But first killer now has an opportunity with space. Tries for the pass. It gets disrupted.
No.
LJ had a shot off the crossbar. Couldn't get it below it. Percy will get the clear. Next2Nu needs to find a way to keep this ball on the orange side, but first killer will deny it yet again.
First killer hard off the ceiling, and LJ shot is high again. Kofer will sky it up. Panda's there, and he'll have it out to that corner. Percy using just about everything he got from that last little penny in front to make that stop. And now LJ has his eyes set on the goal. Panda says no, and Aris will send it out further. Big defensive stop from Next2Nu.
Not only that, but Aris had no boost, but he positions perfectly on the rebound to get the clear, to give him space, to allow them to get some boost and some breathing room, because Rebellion has been on offense this entire game.
Percy's gonna watch first killer take a shot. He's got that red all the way. Had time to get the boost, and now Panda. Perfect timing. But that goes right to first killer. Aris all alone at the back. And that corner boost spawned right for, I believe, first killer, who took it. So Kofer now will have to climb up the wall and send this away on the other side as we remain scoreless past the midway point of game 7.
2 minutes left.
Oh, Aris, Percy, oh, what a stop!
Oh, so incredibly close there. They finally get a scoring opportunity. They almost make it work. Panda will keep it in, but LJ's got a full boost tank. We'll just throw it deep, allow his teammates to try and get back and collect some boost.
First killer, high bouncer. LJ trying to get it over towards him. LJ will have to take it himself, and Aris will leave that boost for Panda. Panda's gonna have to use it very quickly here. Didn't have a lot of momentum started behind this play, but now he can pop it up with the flip reset. Percy's there to take charge. Next2Nu have done a great job not double committing here in game 7. They haven't put themselves out of position much, if at all. Will they be rewarded for it? LJ tried to dribble, and Panda shut it down.
Kofer's got an opportunity. A bump play comes out by LJ, but Aris is also on the goal line, so makes that happen. Another bump play coming out by Rebellion. They're starting to get physical. Maybe not a demo, but the bumps are coming out. And first killer doing it as well. But Next2Nu does get the ball out. Aris maybe over to Percy to Panda, but they can't get it out of that corner. And Kofer will get a big clear. Less than a minute left. We're entering that golden goal territory.
And next strike could very well be the one that wins it. Could belong to first killer, but Percy's up there with a hand in his face. LJ, nothing in the tank, same for Percy. Panda's got all of it, so does Kofer. Those two are destined to collide, and they do here. Panda the better of the two.
First killer's got a lot of space. He opts to pass to Kofer with no boost. Aris We'll get a bit of a clear. First killer trying to meet him in the air. We'll get another good midfield pass to Kofer. So playing pretty well. That Panda, though, to Percy. Kofer, again, in that midfield, being a nuisance.
Oh, Aris thought about it, turned back and made the save with time winding down. Overtime is looming unless someone can run onto one. First killer, Kofer for the win, denied. Panda, can he stop LJ? No! LJ wins it for Rebellion!
LJ, the hero, first killer, the pass in, the great save, but LJ goes up and hits the shot when it matters most. It might not have been pretty this whole series, but Rebellion find a way to move on.
A gritty performance from Next2Nu, but when the dust settles, an incredible comeback from Shopify Rebellion. And it ends with bookended overtimes, one going either way. What a great performance at 0 seconds as well. You thought, all right, there was the save, that's it. But LJ, right place, right time. What a series.
Oh, and what could have been for Next2Nu. They were so incredibly close, and it does come down to just one goal difference for Rebellion. LJ, the hero of the match.
Well, that does it for our first match of the day. What a tough act to follow. One's in the chat. They're up next against M80 as the RLCS rolls on.